Hi, welcome to Arm Wraps Projects and Products. Today we'll be showing you how to actually paint a wall, and actually a matte black wall. And I'm going to show you all the tools, and then also on these live videos I'm going to do some editing after live videos to make it a lot quicker to show you this and that. But in the description box I'm going to put all the links down to these tools that I'm using, also the techniques. And if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe to me. It's a new channel, and I think this is, I'm going to have more unique stuff like this, art projects and murals and faux paintings and mini fridge wraps and stuff like that. So all of my ideas into this one channel, the Arm Wraps Projects and Products. I'm just trying to teach people how to do all kinds of stuff. Okay, so first of all, what we're doing is I'm going to show you all the tools that I'm going to have. We're going to use the blue tape premium, and what it is, it's a great. It snaps off easily, and also it removes quite a lot quicker. For the walls, I'm going to be using one time. It's great. It's lightweight. It fills in all the little holes and everything. I'm going to use my 5-in-1. I'm going to show you how you use these 5-in-1s. I have a paint pan or paddle, whatever, but I'm going to use water, and I'm going to actually show people how to, when you're cutting in the ceilings, if you get some paint up above, you can actually use a wet, or a moist brush to remove the paint. So that's, and also I'm going to use the Scott's shop towels too to clean up and everything. Use a Purdy brush, or a Purdy roller, a Purdy brush, and also a 1/2-inch nap. Also, we're using the Purdy brush lock. And yes, I'm a professional painter, so it is kind of beat up and everything. Also, one of my favorite tools, it's called a masker. I'm using an 8-day tape. You can see right here, and I just love using the 8-day tape. It has a great stickiness to it, but also this is actually a film. Instead of using the paper, I like using the film because it doesn't seep through or soak through. Also, the paint just adheres to it a lot better than the paint, and also it goes a lot longer. It has 400 feet long. Also with the paint, I'm using, this is a Pratt & Lambert, but also if you live in the Boise area, Boise, Idaho area, I recommend going to Miller's Paint and grabbing the paint from there. I just had a leftover paint. I got about a half a gallon, just enough to do this wall. But Miller's Paint is I really love the Miller's paints. I'll also put links all down below and everything. This has a little bit of texture to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to fill in the holes first, and then the proper way. Instead of using a spatula, you just use your fingers and go over there. Also cut-ins, and if you get it over the wall, because I'm not going to have, I'm going to, later on I'm going to do the paint like a different color over here, but I just want to do this black wall, because I have some other projects I want to do for this black wall. For instance, I want to get a projector over here and project it over here, and then the projects is, so when I do these videos for my Arm Wraps business, but also the projects that I'm doing for the Arm Wraps, or it's RM Projects and Products, I'm going to project my logos back here. So I'm going to use a black wall, and also I'm going to use some black special paint for the projectors, so it was very vibrant. And I'm going to put links down below on that too in the description box, where you can actually buy the special black paint. But as right now, I'm going to use the black paint just for the walls, just to get like a good primer going and everything. But I just kind of show you the techniques and everything. So the first thing I want to do is I want to fill in these little holes right here. So if you got like little holes of the, what call that, you put your screws in here and it doesn't come off. I would recommend just using, I'm going to actually show you a little bit closer. And I will edit all of this later. Okay, the first thing I normally do, I'm going to use the one time. And then it's a lightweight, and I wouldn't recommend, I mean, I just use your fingers and just kind of get as close as you can. So that is totally done like that. Also, let's scoot back a little bit more back again. So plug everything back in. And if you've got any comments or questions, comment down below. And I'm just trying to teach you. I was a professional painter for 14 years. And I did murals. I traveled the country. I did the full paintings and let's see, there he goes. Sorry about that, I had to plug in power. So what I really do is I'm going to fill in all the holes next. And I'm just using my fingers. Fill in the hole, just the hole itself, that's it. And let's see. And for this black wall, I want it as smooth as possible. So what I'm going to be using is a sander. Before I sand, I want to show you how to mask. Okay. Again, this is actually 8-day tape right here. I'll be putting the links down below underneath. Trying to help you guys out. And what I'm going to do okay, the first thing you do is you've got to clean the edge right here. All the way down. And next thing I do, I'm going to put this right about there. And every 8 inches, I tack it on. And this tool is one of the most used tools as a painter. And the beauty of the 8-day tape, it's sticky enough. So if you leave it on for 8 days, you won't. It's not a nightmare to remove. Okay, that's done. All right. So for around the doors, let me move this over here real quick. Okay, around door trims, also around windows. So this is actually a perfect stickiness, but also when you rip it off, it rips off nice and clean. It's really, really sharp. I don't know if you can see that, but it has kind of like ripples. Let's see if I can put the right lighting. Probably can't. Anyway, that's that's one of the main reasons I like this, because it's a great, perfect tack. Also, it snaps off clean. You don't have to use a knife or anything like that. So next thing I do, I grab it right on the corner, and then I use my hand down here as a guide, and then I'm kind of walking it down. Bring it over. Same thing. And I wish I would have this when I was in my painting day areas, when I had a crew and I did all the new construction and repaints and murals and stuff like that, because this actually stuff is really good. I really like this stuff. This is a happy medium. Okay, next I'm going to do is, where's my, oh, there's right there. Back you guys up. Okay. And thanks for staying with me for this long so far. I'm going to use my screwdriver. And later on I'm going to show you how to cut in. And if you get some stuff over on it, no big deal. And this is my office, and I'm here a lot of the time. Okay. Next, I'm using sandpaper. It's 100 grit and DeWalt. I just love the products and the tools and the all kinds of stuff. It's a very trustworthy company to buy stuff. Now, this is kind of the orange peel texture, but I want it as smooth and flat. It's not going to be perfect, but I just want it a little more smoother than this. So I'm going to just use some sandpaper, sander, cut this, and then we'll kind of go for the next step. Made the sandpaper a little too short. Okay. Okay, I open the window so it's dust out. Alright, next I'm going to use a lint-free rag. Also, I am going to wipe away the dirt or the dust along the bottom. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Okay, next what I'm going to do is that. I just like to have an organized work spot. Okay, so the next thing we do is we do what's called a cut-in. And we use, I like using it as a Purdy brush. This is, actually you can see I've used it several times. And now I'm going to actually show you, we're going to cut in all the edges right here. Also, good opportunity to do this right here too. Alright. Okay, we're going to kind of stop. We're going to do this edge right here, so we're going to stop down here. So when you're doing something like this, you can go right in the middle or top or bottom. On this one, I'm going to, it's always a toss-up. Go right in the middle. Okay, so what I generally do is I go probably about 10 inches. And I'm just pulling kind of tight, not tight, but, and what that does is sometimes the tape is straighter there you go. I'm just kind of pushing that all in. I'm not going to sand up here. Most important thing is at the end. So on corner right here, a lot of times you can use your knife or use your 501 and This one I'm probably going to use my knife, but for now, I have my knife with me. Now this way. I'm going to show you how to, when we're cutting in, this is actually a perfect height to cut in. And I'm going to use the the moist brush against the paint. Alright. It's getting a little... There you go. Now I'm gonna not accidentally, I'm gonna do it on purpose. I'm gonna do 2 coats of the black. Normally what I do is I would prime it, and the reason why you prime it because it grabs, when you prime a wall, you want to go back to its original state of the sheen, but also it grabs, the paint grabs on better. So if you have like a semi-gloss or a satin sheen, then you paint another satin sheen, but you paint right in the middle. Where you paint it, it's going to be a little more glossy. That's one part of it. So what I'm doing is I'm loading it up and then using my little tip of the brush to go right in the edge. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do it on purpose. I'm going to go over, okay, and then go. So now it is, let's see if you can see that a little better. Oops. Okay. So now I got this, my dry, clean paintbrush, and it's completely clean. It has a little bit of water in it, just enough. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to minus it off. And it needs a little more water. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, here we'll get most of it off. You just have to keep on getting your paintbrush wet. You gotta do it when the paint's still kind of fresh. So that's one little technique. I mean, granted, it's a little more work, but if you don't have the paint for the ceiling, or it's just for the walls, It's a little trick I do every once in a while. Okay, let's just back up a little bit. Now for this little guy, let's lift the tape up a little bit, sneak up. So when I do, when you're cutting in, at the very, very end, you use your brush. And I'm going to do it twice, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, let me show you up there real quick. Okay, so the technique is put it on, try to get as much as you can, get close to it, get as close as you can, and you need the width of the brush. This is a 3.5 inch brush, and it's tapered on one side, so it's a little angle. And next, I'm just going to just kind of get as close as I can one way, close as I can the other way. So you kind of go back and forth. And another technique is if you have a white ceiling, if you want a nice clean edge, is sometimes you can caulk this right here and just use your finger, and then paint it. And then you got a nice clean edge. Again, when you're doing dark colors, like especially this, I always put 2 coats, maybe even 3 coats. And at the very end, you feather it out. I'm barely pushing enough on there. Now you get down to here, I'm just almost dry brushing it. Just enough. I'm not caking it on. And then when you pull the tape off, it should have a nice, clean, crisp edge. I'm going to paint this side actually a gray later on. Like a light gray. And on this edge right here, I'm not too concerned. You can use tape to get more defined, but that's not a project. Okay, again, I'm just kind of go right above it. I'm kind of dry brushing it on. Once I put the second coat down, then we can see if it bleeds through. No, I shouldn't do that, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay. I'm going to use the roller on this guy right here. So I'm just kind of basically putting a lot of paint on my brush, and I'm filling it in right here. Get as much as you can. Load it up again. It does take practice. And I wouldn't recommend taping your ceiling because usually paint leaks through to the ceiling. The best way is actually the old-fashioned way, just brushing it on. So always I like leave about 4 inches from the wall or from the ceiling or the wall, because when you're putting the roller on, you don't want to get too close to the subject you don't want to paint. Now for the baseboards, same thing. I just like to have about 3 inches from the baseboard, so although it's masked up and everything, I just like the roller. I just like having a roller. A lot of times I go around the stuff too. The electricals. after this is all cut in. Okay, next I'm going to use a 1/2 inch roller, nap. That's a Purdy one, Purdy nap. And then also I'm using the extension, also the roller case. It's from Purdy. Okay, so what I normally do is I load it up. I get pretty thick. And I start in one corner. And work my way down. So the first layer, I'm not concerned about covering. No big deal. I just want to get it in all the little grooves. And get it kind of evenly. Like I said, you will have to do 2 coats. And usually the first coat is thin. It covers probably 60% or a little bit more. It's just to get rid of the color in the back. On this one, I'm just going to do a light because the roller is not loaded. And a lot of times what I do is I get the fan going, the ceiling fan. Once I get done with the first coat, it dries a lot quicker. So I do 1 stripe. And I roll it out, and what I do is I go back like this. I hit it in the back like this. Again. One stripe. And I'm barely pushing it on. I'm just barely getting on. This one actually makes it dry level. But again, this is a matte sheen. I'm not concerned about it. If you're working with a gloss or semi-gloss, even a satin, I do the same thing. I do 1 stripe, and I push kind of hard, just enough to get down, and then I lightly go this way once it goes over that. And again, 1 stripe. I'm just filling in the little holes, trying to get it covered up one time. I'm going to let it dry for an hour. So that's just a little project right here. I'm going to have to turn off the video. So if you learn anything, what do you guys think about this little project? This is actually the beginning of the project. Again, like I said, I'm going to get a projector, and then also I'm going to put the special black paint where I know where the projector is going to go. So it's probably from here down to here, and then on that, I'm going to, anytime I do some videos or anything like that, if it's RM wraps or RM products, I'm going to put the logo back there. Also, it's great just to have a scenery. I'm going to have like videos playing in the background, you know, like a waterfall or something like that with the projector. That's another project coming along. Going to come pretty soon. Once I get the special black paint from the company, then I'm going to put the link down below in the description box. And the black does not make the room smaller. Actually, any dark color or light color puts any kind of contrast to it. And actually, I'm going to do a video on black ceilings, and I actually really like seeing the black ceilings. And it doesn't make the room smaller. It just actually it fools the eye. And that's another video I'm going to be doing is black ceilings. Okay, so after all this is done, I'm going to do one more cut in the black. Also roll it on one more time. So other than that, that's it. I'm actually told you I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit video editing after this is done, so it'll be a lot quicker. But if you got any comments or questions, comment down below, and all the products are linked down below, so you can do it there or just go to the store like Home Depot or Lowe's or Sherwin-Williams or Miller's Paint to get all the products and stuff like that. If you have a project coming along, you got any questions about anything, let us know and let me know, and I'll put the email in the description box down below, and you can email me or even call me and stuff like that. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I got some more videos and projects coming along. We're going to work on the door, but also we're going to work on other things. Very kind of unique I haven't seen before, so stay tuned. Alright guys.